Julian, also known as Krathon internationally, is now a typhoon here on Sunday night in the Philippines and Taiwan, and continuing to intensify today. Possibly could become a super typhoon before heading over towards Taiwan as we go ahead through our Monday and especially into Tuesday. Right now, though, rain bands from this storm system already impacting northern areas of Luzon, and I've been seeing reports of flooding across parts of the Ilocos Norte. The Malagat Dam has already started releasing water preemptively ahead of the potential for flooding. The Batanes Islands, though, a signal force 4 has been issued out there on those islands as those winds are potentially going to be up to 150 to gust to 185 kilometers per hour in the core of this storm system. That is up from the last advisory. This was at 11 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, according to Pagasa. And this satellite imagery, you just really see that convection wrapping up and blowing up inside the storm system. I continue to clear out and good outflow aloft towards north and towards the south. These are all ingredients combined with those warm sea surface temperatures that are going to allow this storm system to continue to have those big lungs to breathe and intensify as we look ahead over the course of the next 24 hours. And you just look at the satellite imagery once again, seeing that low-level center continue to clear up as it heads right over the Batanes Islands. They're going to be looking at that core. And unfortunately, it's an overnight passage, so it's going to be dark out as this passes overhead. Just around sunrise, they'll start to see kind of the back side of that eye wall. Meanwhile, that inflow continues to wrap around, as mentioned, along the northwest coast of Luzon. That's going to continue as we go ahead through Monday. By Tuesday morning, things will taper off here, and our attention changes over towards Taiwan as it straddles the mountains along the southeast coastline, passing over some places like Hawaii, where we just had a typhoon earlier this year that impacted some of these areas along the east coast of Taiwan. And then moisture even flowing in from the north, impacting parts of Taipei. This is a radar actually out of, I believe, Lanyu Island right here, showing that eye wall of an intensifying storm system here, but already rain bands coming on shore and slamming into those mountains, and reason why I'm worried about the staggering amount of precipitation and the flood threat in the forecast for Taiwan, which is not unusual. Let's be quite honest. Anytime we get a typhoon in this area, it happens. I think the big impact is that flood threat. As far as winds, our friends on the Batanes Islands just getting hit by Cat 3, maybe low-end Cat 4 type winds. This is going to be potentially damaging. Now, the good news, these islands are built for it here in the Luzon Strait. They are meant to, the infrastructure there is meant to take these type of storms because they get them by so often. I mean, if you had a weak house, it's going to be gone in a year or two just because of all the typhoons that come overhead. Also, big issue, the Abra River here along the west coast of Ilocos Norte, all the way down through Region 1 into Candon, San Fernando, even in the Pangasinan. I know classes have been suspended here on Monday for a lot of these locations because of that flood threat. That's going to continue as our storm system pulls away on Tuesday. The rain's going to taper off, and then we are going to look at that right front quadrant starting to impact the south coast of Taiwan here and coming on shore likely by Tuesday night heading into Wednesday morning. And big question is what side of the mountains that low-level center kind of hits, because typically these storms kind of split our tropical systems. The mountains kind of split our tropical systems or push it to one side. I do believe at this time that low-level center is probably going to get split to the east side of those 3,000-meter high mountains, and that is going to allow the east coast to just get pummeled by heavy precipitation over the course of Tuesday, heading into Wednesday, even into Thursday. And then you still have the inflow and strong northerly winds on the backside of it, which is actually going to bring almost a northeast monsoon habagat feel to this area once it pulls away. So rainfall totals from Julian for the Philippines, still going to be looking at 200, maybe 300 millimeters in northwestern Luzon, Laog. I hope I said that right, because guys, I try. Baguio, I know it's been messy out there in the higher elevations. You're still looking at 50 to 100 millimeters of additional precipitation, and really, this is all due to that flow coming in on the backside of our storm system as it pulls off here towards the west and eventually turning towards the north here. Meanwhile, actually, let's just take a look at the rainfall accumulation map. See that flow pushing right over the Batanes Islands. Those totals adding up, what I was just showing you. This is based on that guidance. And then you see how the winds kind of shift in from the north But as we go ahead into Thursday and Friday as it pulls away. And here's kind of another broader view. Manila, you're missing out on the worst of this. And actually, a lot of people have asking me, Robert, what's the deal? Why is this not bringing Habaga, a southwest monsoonal flow? I think Pulasan last week kind of kicked off this northeast monsoon and those cold surges. And that's the reason why we're not really quite seeing that. And in fact, you can see these wind barbs screaming in from the north behind our area of low pressure, our storm, our typhoon, I should call it. And that's going to spill in on the back side of it. You can kind of see there as this storm rides just north of Okinawa and eventually out towards the Kyushu area. Here's those rain totals for Taiwan, though, as it just kind of splits the mountains here. And everywhere in dark red indicates over 300 millimeters. 1,000 millimeters is possible, though, as this storm kind of just lingers and pushes along the east coast there. It is definitely going to have some significant impacts as far as that rainfall and flood threat is concerned. And that's also the case for the Philippines. So know your information from official sources. I am not an official source. You are staying... You're staying aware, staying up to date with the latest information by watching this video. So shout out to you. Make sure you're getting those information from Pagasa. They put it out on the regular every 6 hours. I'm able to put these out when I can. Prepare to evacuate if needed. Have a go bag ready to go just in case, something you should always have. And that's your emergency kit across this area. So those heavy rains, definitely a big issue. Wrote this in the Galag for those who don't really speak great English. I understand. I put these updates out in English, universal language, but a lot of people in Taiwan over towards the Philippines, and those wind threats, and also I think storm surge maybe in the Batanes Islands. Now, granted, people there are used to those storms, so they hopefully are in a safe place, not right along those low-lying coastal areas. On and off showers down towards Visayas into Mindanao, even out here towards Palawan. You're still looking at that chance of precip, but it's not an enhanced Habagat type setup. Really, we're more worried about the straight up rain bands impacting northwestern Luzon. That's where you're seeing some of that heaviest precip, including Baguio. I know people just have been writing me out there saying it's been heavy, messy, continuous precipitation, a factor of that orographic lifting combined with our rain bands pushing on through. Before I go any further, I want to say a big extra shout out to everybody on our Patreon who supports this channel. If you want to support this channel, my goal is to do this full time. So if you're new to it and you're like, I like these updates, I want more of them, my goal is to get up to a point where I can financially sustain myself and my family with this or anything else. Or if you want a personal forecast, you want to sponsor the channel, there's tiers for that on our Patreon, which I think are affordable given the amount of people that do watch these videos. It just helps me out too. So if you want to check that out, maybe you got a business and you want to get your name out there, please take a look with that. But a big thanks for everybody who just continues to help out with these updates. I can't thank you guys enough. Let's take a look at Okinawa. Scattered showers here Monday and a Tuesday over towards Wednesday, of course, with that typhoon passing just towards your north. But you're not going to get a full-on typhoon here in Okinawa. While Baguio is not getting a full-on typhoon, but even over towards Monday to Tuesday, you still have the rain. It does taper off by Wednesday and Thursday as our storm pulls away. So at least by Wednesday, you're finally going to get a bit of sunshine. And if you're in Guam, I know Jebi just pulled away from you. You still have the easterlies dominating, though, which is going to bring that chance of on and off areas of precipitation as we go ahead over the next few days. But of course, all eyes are on our significant typhoon, the impacts in the Batanes Islands, northern areas of Luzon, and all across Taiwan as this runs right up the center of that country. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are curious about anything else going on in the Western Pacific, I would love to hear about it. And if you have any photos or videos you would like to share with me, please check that, or please send them my way as well. I would like to check them out. As always, thanks for watching. Number one thing, of course, stay safe out there, friends. Have a good day.
Do you hate doing your taxes? Do you struggle figuring out what the law is and money management overseas?
I wish there was an easier way.
Well, FrontRunnerFinancial.com is your choice if this falls into your category. They're an international-based group of American accountants. They're based in Manila, and they're qualified to give you the best information where you are for those international finances. I wish I had these guys when I lived in Tokyo. Each year, it was a struggle. Where I needed to put money, what I needed to do. FrontrunnerFinancial.com. Be sure to check them out and let them know we sent them your way.